I actually stand against self-help.
Mm.
I think it's fake because we're not designed for self-help. We're not designed to be self-reliant. We actually need each other, and not in a codependent way, but in an interdependent way. Welcome back, everyone. So we have a special episode today, and I am here with not only the love of my life, but the legendary Miss Rachel Bell. How you doing?
I'm so amazing. I'm so excited to jam with you.
Yeah. I've been looking forward to doing this for a while, and you've been you've had such an incredible impact on my life in so many ways that you probably know and maybe don't even know. And yeah, I wanted to bring her on the podcast. One, she's an incredible wealth of embodied information when it comes to just so many things. You are truly a polymath. But two, just to have a conversation where you guys can get to know us a little bit better. And there'll be many more to come. Yeah. So I would love to know, like, what's been the biggest impact of our relationship on you so far? Is that a tough question?
No, it's just there's a lot on that list. First of all, I will also share that you've had, in so many ways, such a huge impact in my life. And I'm really glad that you're the one impacting my life so deeply, because you are such a benevolent, loving being with a lot of power. And I'm excited to talk to you repeatedly in this way, because there's so much about you that I just want to showcase to the world and bring out, because I think that more of you in the world is a really good thing.
Yeah, you have such a gift of doing that.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing. So yeah, okay. My greatest impact, or the greatest impact of our relationship for me so far, is probably reliance. Self-reliance.
Tell me more.
Yes. So I got to where I am in life, or was in life when we met, through being really self-resourced and being very resourceful and scrappy and able to just take care of myself and give myself what I need. And actually, I became really successful because I refused to rely on anyone else. And then in meeting you and connecting deeper with you, it was so incredibly vulnerable and confronting, because I remember you told me one time, we were like going into the ferry house in Austin, and we got out of the car and you were just like walking behind me and you're like, so how does it feel to know that I need nothing from you? And I was like, it feels amazing. And also, I just knew that you were also just inviting, like, I need nothing from you and you can totally relax and rely on me. And you just kept inviting that with your energy in such a non-pushy way that it confronted all of these different parts where that didn't feel safe and it wasn't safe in the past. And so it was like a leap of faith and courage to keep like leaning in and like, ooh, I wonder if I can like rely on you for this, or what if I like show you this part of me, and what if I actually can not be on my own and not be alone in this part. Also, just your background in business and life and somatics, and the list goes on, equips you to be able to understand me at a way deeper level than I've been able to be understood with many friendships and also partnerships in the past, which is fine. No shade, no judgment, but it's just like a lonely place when there's not like shared context. And so you came in with all this like non-attached yet highly intentional energy, and also like made all the space for me to lean in as much as I wanted. And so I was the only barrier to like the intimacy of what it felt like to not be alone in myself. So that was very impactful, and it still is impactful. Like I still have so many different ways in which I could rely on you.
Well, I'm excited to gradually take on more of those.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
what like what is the scary part of relying on somebody else, or like what has been the what has been the like the wounds from that?
That is all about if I'm in a place of relying on someone, then I'm just simply not in control, not in charge.
Mm,
And so that leadership better be as good or better than my own. And I have a lot of like trust in myself and trust in like my direction and what I want and how I want it and what's like my values of why I want the resources or the abilities that I do want is to create a benevolent change in the world and to meet someone who has the same mission. Like, yes, let's like become powerful so that we can help and protect and support and teach and provide and like give. It
yeah,
was just like a rare thing, but I just didn't feel like giving up the control to anything that wasn't like a better lead than I thought of myself. And also, I didn't want to be a burden,
yeah.
didn't I? That's like the scariest thought in the world, being a burden.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would imagine being a powerful woman and being an incredible leader and with a big vision and lots of creativity, that it can be incredibly challenging to, mm, yeah, to let parts of yourself be held or be led in certain ways where it's like not a lot of people can give you something that you can't already give yourself.
Yeah. But also like just trust, like can I trust this person? Not to do everything right, but like can I trust their decision making?
Yeah,
And so like I came into your life and I saw how your life was going and I really liked your life. I was like, I love your life. And I love your inner world and I love your business and I love like what you do for work. I love your job. I love everything about what you've
I
done,
love
which
my
which
job too.
yeah, which indicated like how you make decisions.
Mm.
Like, wow, clearly all of your decisions have led you here. You're clearly an amazing decision maker. And so that gave me a lot of comfort also. It was different to meet someone when they don't really have a lot of evidence of how they've been making decisions. Everyone has evidence about how they've been making decisions or not making decisions. And it's kind of like what their life looks like and feels like to themselves, most importantly. But I just came in, I was like, this guy knows how to say yes and no to the right things.
Yeah,
That's what it takes.
it does. And I'm still learning, and there's a lot of learning and growth to do, but there's a difference between being in a relationship and like what comes up for me is falling in love with someone's potential
Yeah.
versus
Yep.
like, okay, if this person didn't change from where they're at,
Mm-hmm.
like, would I be able to be with them? Could I love them? And obviously, change is the only thing that's certain. But there's a difference between, yeah, meeting somebody who's like on your level.
Yeah.
And, we talked about this a lot where not that, I don't know, I don't want to call it like settling in previous
Mm-hmm.
relationships, but there's a narrative out there that there's always going to be a compromise.
Yeah.
There's always going to be like certain things that you're going to have to compromise or you're not going to be understood in. And although there are a lot of differences between us, I have been blown away by the amount of alignment and understanding that we both share.
Mm-hmm.
And it's blown my mind at the the possibility of what's possible in connection when I for those of you that don't know, like before I met Rachel, I was in a relationship which was great and I'm super grateful for her. And there was just some things that weren't aligned. And there was a part of me that was like, oh, well, maybe we can figure it out, and maybe we can, like, maybe there's just something that I'm not budging on, or and and a lesson that I've had to learn is like minimizing the time between like really knowing something inside of myself and communicating it and like just taking
Mm-hmm.
action on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I went ahead and just did it, as hard as it is,
Mm-hmm.
as painful as it can be. And life just like presented you right on my doorstep.
Yeah,
Literally.
literally. It's like,
Literally.
hello, I'm here. Whose house is this?
And
He's like, it's my house. I'm like, I like your house
yeah, I'm
a
like,
lot.
oh, welcome. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I was going to be single for a
Me
year, take
too.
time for
Me too.
myself, all of those things that you
All the
should
shoulds.
do. And really like paying attention to whether or not, like, am I just like bypassing the work that
Yeah.
I need to do, or have I created the space in my life for something that's actually really in alignment? You know, when
Mm-hmm.
you say, like, when you express your no's, you're literally creating the space for what you're saying yes to.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious, like in your discovery and of our relationship, your discovery of yourself, and what values are most important to be shared. Like, because when you're talking about compromise
Mm-hmm.
and alignment, I think a lot of successful partners, even if it's in business or relationships or whatever, can have a lot of different things that they're not similar in, but there's those key things that are hinging points.
Yeah.
Like some people can have completely different hobbies than their partner,
Yeah.
and that's fine because they have a different set of values that are completely the same. So for you, what are the things that you've noticed are like crucial to be aligned in and matched and met with in partnership in order to thrive, not just to like get by and survive, but like to feel like really like you love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the principles of the things that we say a lot of the times is you don't know until you're in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't really know until you're in the thing. So there's been a lot of, wow, I didn't realize I could be met on this level. I didn't know what's possible. So, like, for me, I've had this journey of trying to understand, because my business, I don't even want to call it that because it's just my life in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's really my mission, my calling, and it's interwoven in like everything that I do. And I've been in different relationships where it's like, cool, I keep my business, which is my life and my mission, and my relationship kind of separate.
Mm-hmm.
And is it best to do that? And I found that it's really hard for me. And then I've had, well, I've had the other side where it's like, okay, I bring someone into my business, in my, like, I'm in a relationship and I bring someone into my business, but they don't necessarily have their own sort of mission and purpose in their life. And that didn't feel good as well. And then, like, with you, one of the things that I didn't really realize that I could be met on is, um, like, you just having the understanding and the life knowledge and skill and experience in business, and God, I want to figure out a better word for that, creation, and being a visionary, like
Mm-hmm.
what it's like to have a personal brand
Mm-hmm.
and be out there in the face of the public, and someone who really deeply understands the intricacies of that and the weight
Yeah,
of that. And it's always been a hard thing to communicate to partners,
totally.
like what that requires.
Mm-hmm.
And having, I think more than anything, like a teammate
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, has her own spine and has her own alignment, and, you know, wants to like grow in certain ways, but also can really be a team. I think that I don't think that everyone's relationship should be like that. Like there's probably, I mean, there's
Everyone should
some,
do exactly what we do.
yeah, exactly. But for me, I'm learning that wow, that's actually the more integrated all the parts of my life can be,
Yeah,
the easier it is for me.
totally.
Like the more I can integrate you into everything that I'm doing, the more connected things are, the more I don't have to separate because it takes energy to separate. And not only like do I have you integrated and connected to all the parts of my life, you're a catalyst in a lot of ways. And to be a confidant of, I can share, um, like my stressors or my frustrations when it comes to like financial things, or when it comes to interpersonal dynamics, or when it comes to like my vision, or you've been just an incredible clean mirror that has, I think you're really, really, I mean, you just have such a background. I can tell you have a background in coaching and like just working with people. And there's some times where I'm like, I just want you to be a neutral witness and bounce it with me. But also, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know if I've been with somebody that I actually deeply respect, which is hard to say. And there's levels of respect. Like, of
Yeah.
course, I respect this person, like baseline. And, but there's levels of, I can share really complex things that are going on inside of me.
Right.
And I know, and I trust your leadership and your vision.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been like a blessing that I didn't even know was possible.
Yeah. I completely understand.
What about for you?
Well, first of all, the thing about respect is interesting because there's a fundamental respect. Like, of course, you're a very respectful person. You
Absolutely.
don't disrespect people.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to watch you disrespect people, actually. I would enjoy that so much. Like sassy. But anyway, but the respect is kind of like, wow, I I want you to tell me what you think because I really think you can see something I can't
Mm-hmm.
because you have such deep context into
Yeah.
like the nuances of the problem that I'm facing. And it's hard to take advice or to open yourself up completely to someone even though you love them and they love you because they may just be biased towards like you and like trying to protect
Yeah.
you versus like understanding what's at stake in the whole entire business ecosystem or whatever. And it's just like it's not everyone in my life has had the context where it's actually appropriate for me to ask them what I should do.
Mm.
It just doesn't make sense because there's not a whole lot that they understand through experience, and that's typically what I want is like I want to get advice or to get perspective from someone who has experience in an
Yeah.
area that I don't or that I'm currently gaining experience in. So that's been my experience in that. It's like
Mm.
understanding, like, wow, Steven has experience in this problem that I'm currently facing. Like, I can actually lean on him in the same way that I would maybe a mentor,
Yeah.
but you're my partner and you're my teammate. And that's such a beautiful feeling to respect what you see in that way. But
Yeah.
what was the question?
The question was like, what,
Oh, what have I learned is non negotiable?
yeah, like what attributes of this relationship or this partnership has been, like what things in previous relationships have you like wavered on in a way
Yeah.
where it's, yeah, what are the non-negotiables now?
Yeah. Well, I'm a big lover
You're a big
and I have
lover.
a lot of love. And
She's
I
a big
love people
lover.
just the way they are
Until what?
until it comes time to like start thinking about relying
Mm.
on someone. I actually haven't made decisions in my past partnerships based on can I currently rely on this person? Like are they reliable in the ways that matter to me for the direction that my future is going to take? Like I want to be a mom and I want to like have have the option to not work and not have to um yeah, just like drive results for my own business, my greatest feeling of fulfillment would come from pouring my energy into something bigger than me and what I can do on my own, which would be family, and which would be maybe even just a bigger mission that I really, really believe in, that I don't necessarily have to drive and organize and be CEO of myself. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't see myself being CEO, whatever, forever. I'm not a CEO type person at
Yeah.
all. I'm a creative and an artist, and I can coach and I love coaching.
Hmm.
I just like, you know, I like making art and setting people free and having a really good time. And that's not really CEO vibe. And so in the past, I haven't really made decisions of partnerships like, oh, can this person fill those roles so that I don't have to?
Is that because you've been like fulfilling those roles, or?
Absolutely. Like to the
Yeah.
max. Yeah. I've been like so occupying those roles that I didn't realize, or wasn't like, I wasn't forecasting, can this partnership fulfill this area so that I can take a break?
Hmm.
Or do I trust this person to lead in the ways that I'm currently leading my life? Like, could I take a back seat? Instead, it was just like, oh my gosh, I love this person. Like, we get along, we're so compatible. But in practical realms, it was hard to have the teamwork dynamic in all of my past relationships because when it came down to material, practical reality, a lot of times there were like financial discrepancies. Like, which, I mean, obviously, like, I'm not expecting someone to meet the financial background or track record that I've been able to do in my business because it's ridiculous. But
You're just a little money magnet.
yeah. But I was working so hard that I didn't necessarily want someone who was like just after the money,
Hmm.
but I wanted someone who had the leadership capacities that comes from handling that much money and trust, because what money symbolizes to me is trust. This is how much people are trusting me to do something,
Hmm.
you know. So when I'm generating however much money, I'm like, that symbolizes trust to me. And so, because obviously I'm not just selling supplements or like
Yeah.
hoodies, I'm
You're not
selling
just
a
throwing out
process.
courses out of air.
No, it's
And
not DIY. It's like I'm involved, you know, and the
hmm.
results are dependent on how well I'm able to teach and coach and guide. And so, and how well the person will show up. But yeah, I felt like I didn't choose partners based on who, like, could they support me in the crucial aspects that would allow me to relax.
Yeah.
Instead, I was just like, oh, I love this person. And then when it came down to more serious parts of the relationship, like 2, 3 years in, and we're talking about future, I'm like, oh shit, like now I have expectations of you to become something that you didn't sign up
Hmm.
to be in the beginning of this relationship. But now I have these expectations because that's what I need. And I wasn't aware of that. So in our relationship, you're the first person that I've met, been in a relationship with since I made the decision. This is what's most important to me. It's like having a family and being able to be with someone that I trust to lead and who I don't have to fix or change. Like if you never changed or if you never changed,
Oh, I'm going to
yeah, I know
change.
you are, which is amazing. And you have like this intrinsic drive inside of you to improve,
Yeah.
which is like what I have too. And I fucking love that. But if you never changed, I wouldn't complain about it. Like you're you're like the ready product, you know?
She wants me for my money. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Outside of like reliance, what what has been like what has been another gift that you've received?
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting. There's, yeah, I call you my unrealistic, uh, like you're my unrealistic vision,
Hmm.
where I almost like I wouldn't put all of the, I wouldn't put all of your traits and attributes on a list and expect God to give them to me. So that would just feel so entitled. That would just feel so like, Rachel, you're asking for way too much. That nobody's like that. And then I've gone through my life and been like, but I'm like that. Like, is there someone out there who's just, male? And I think the biggest gift is like learning learning how many unbelievable blessings are just waiting to drop in if I'm really sincere in my ask, in my prayer to receive it. And I'm just like, this is what I desire. This is what I really need and what I really want. And if I'm just like asking for that humbly and praying for it, it'll happen. And you and I test this out all the time. We pray for everything.
Yeah.
And we receive it because it's just like there's so many blessings that I was blocking for a very long time in my life. So much ease that I was resisting, and so much love that I was, just not letting in because I just didn't know it could be like that. And so, you symbolize just God's blessing, like the immaculate, mind-blowing potential of God's blessing.
We're going to listen to this back in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you still have that outlook.
Baby. Of course I will.
Thank you for that. I'm curious, first off, I'll just say that I don't think either of us have been, like in our recent years, like religious, if you will,
No.
or
Yeah. I've
or
been like very scarred by religion.
Yeah, and I was brought up with no religion, and so, but it's been this beautiful unfolding of we just have been praying a lot together, and really deepening our connection to God together, and defining what that means together. And one of my favorite things to do with you, and we've done this from the beginning, is really defining the words that we're using. And that's part of the ways that we're like deepening our alliance is to, what is our definition of love? What is our definition of God? What is our definition of family? What's the definition of business or alignment, or all these different important terms? That way we can really be in the understanding and standing under something like together and lifting it up. And it's been one of my favorite practices. And I'm curious, like, what has been, I wouldn't consider us like a relationship where we have like serial practices that we're doing all the time. But what has been some like impactful practices, whether big or small, that we've been doing that's helped or supported you?
Prayer is definitely the one thing that's been so surprising and kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Like we just randomly started.
I don't even remember when the first time we did it.
We made dinner, and it just felt right to be like, okay, let's pray. Like, and then just every single dinner, like every day since then, we've been praying. And then even before this podcast, just like, let's pray. Like, let's just connect. And this felt like so incredibly supportive because it's like sending out like an intention to a greater power, like the grand design of life and like the animating spirit of all beauty and life and humans and animals and just life itself. And then watching it come back, like prayer delivered. And you're just like, oh my goodness, like that's amazing. And just continuing that loop. And I think that's been a practice for us, and we call it VIP Club.
Yeah.
Can I talk about VIP Club?
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Anyone can join, but it just takes work. And the work is being extremely grateful and appreciative and not taking it personally when you don't get what you want, but just being so incredibly appreciative when you do get some type of blessing that you couldn't manufacture yourself.
Mm.
So, like,
Give us an example.
okay, example. Steven wanted to take me on a hike to this one place. And, but it's like in this building you have to have certain access to. But we're just like, let's just see if VIP Club will let us in. And of course, just like we drive up, oh, yeah, cool, come on in. We're like, okay, great. So we go in, and then there's this huge party happening. And we go and we're like, okay, well, we need to hop this fence because we don't have a key to it. But then someone comes up and just like opens it with their key. It's like, here, let me let you in. We're just like looking at each other like, wow, this is really VIP Club.
Life
We're just
just
getting like the
unfolding.
red carpet rolled out for us. And then we go on this beautiful hike barefoot through this canyon. And then we come back and um, go through the gate, or I think we hopped the gate that time, which is fine. That may not be VIP treatment, but
Yeah, we're still
it's
appreciative.
still appreciative. Thank you, God. And then someone just gives us, hey, here's some desserts for you. And they walk up to us and give us these little cups of tres leches. And we're like, okay, yeah, this is literally the most VIP treatment that could have possibly happened today.
Yeah.
That, and then just so many other examples of just asking for things to be resolved or things to just work out for us, and just having kind of the worthiness
Mm-hmm.
to ask for things to be easeful, to work out for us. Like,
Yeah.
please, like, give us an easeful experience in this. And then really recognizing and celebrating when it is easy and is working out for us. It's
Yeah.
so
It's
precious.
like the thing that comes up for me is like, can you be the most engaged in something and like fully there and fully grateful and fully present and ask for what you want and
Mm-hmm.
like be in it completely with like both feet in and not a foot outside the door, and then also like the least attached to
Yeah.
um feeling like I deserve this, or
Right,
like
right, right.
what's the word, like it's
Entitled.
entitled. Yeah,
Yeah.
entitled to something. It's like, if it doesn't happen, then that's okay. Like I'm at least attached to the outcome, if you will, but I'm the most like engaged and I'm in it, and I want to
Mm-hmm.
like I want to play full out, right?
Mm-hmm.
What other practices or
Yeah.
things that you've been enjoying?
Well, all
Yeah.
summer we we engaged. It's just like automatic. Like Steven and I, we talk about how like ourselves individually, great, awesome people, but together we create this like higher self thing that just automatically does the healthy habits and the things.
Yeah.
And so there's so many funny moments where I'm like, wow, my whole life I've really valued this, but it's been so hard to be consistent with
Mm,
something. But when I'm with you, it's just like my higher self just comes out and like does all the things, and
yeah.
vice versa for you. But the what?
No, it's interesting because I've experienced the opposite a lot of the times in
Yeah, same.
relationship, where it's like
So hard.
my like I'm like on my path and I'm in my routines and my rhythms, and like uh, and then it's easy to get out of that. Like it's almost like my shadow self is activated in the relationship in a way,
Yeah.
and versus, yeah, it's like our the higher self of me is communicating and interacting with the higher self of you, and it's like those versions of ourselves are holding each other accountable in a way, not even holding each
It
other
doesn't even feel
accountable, but
like
like
that.
it doesn't feel
It
like
just
that. It's
feels like
just,
a natural alchemy of like your energy plus my energy creates a stronger energy because we're
yeah.
both very strong and like holding this paradigm, and then combining that
Hmm.
just makes everything so much easier.
Yeah.
And like that's a miracle right there. But the thing that I was going to say, the practice that we've been pretty religious about is journaling. And journaling specifically like outside of the house. Maybe
Hmm.
it's in nature or at like a restaurant in the morning or a coffee shop or something like that. But having the space in the morning to empty
Hmm.
our thoughts and also take a moment to ask a question intentionally of ourselves or of each other with a
Yeah.
prompt. So all summer, every single day, I think the main reason we were able to get to know each other so fast is because, and like so deeply, it's because we would be like, okay, what's the question? What's the prompt? And then we'd both journal and then jump in the creek and cold plunge and then come back and then discuss like, what did you write down? What did you find? And
Mm.
then share like kind of our deepest excavation of all these different dimensions, whether it was what am I proud of myself for, or what am I avoiding, or what's the voice in my head, what's my inner critic, or what do I want to create, what does this mean, what does that mean. We've just explored so much together
Yeah.
that would usually only happen through some content in life prompting the
Mm.
question, so we just kind of like attacked it.
Yeah. I would consider myself as someone who is constantly trying to just like integrate reality in a
Mm,
way, like tie the boxes or like tie the knots between things and like just create the connections between my mental and physical paradigm.
that's your superpower.
And like how are these things connected? Because we could say, oh, everything's connected, but like what are the ways in which everything is connected? And like so that's been the, I would say, like the lens or the way that I am in the world, or what I really enjoy. But I actually just enjoy doing it. Like it gives me some like fulfillment in unpacking things and distilling and simplifying, like the process of alchemy, of like getting it down to its purest essence of the gold. And you can do a lot of that yourself, but it's been such an incredible, powerful experience of like trying to attack these complex ideas, uh, like together in our own individual like journals,
Mm-hmm.
asking us like what's the prompt that we're trying to run in our own human intelligence system right now, and then writing it down and then coming together in a way that is not like me versus you, or like I know better than you or anything like that, but it's like how do we share, or how does that connect, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like strengthen like it's like it's integrated our connection so much, like we're building this shared library or dictionary in a way of reality. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Let's hear it.
What has been the biggest blessing in this relationship or this connection for you?
Hmm. Outside of the things that I've already kind of talked about, where I've had, a partner that I deeply trust your vision, your experience, your outlook, and I trust your ability to be in truth if it's like, cool, this is something I have experience with, or your ability to like ask me powerful questions. Because a lot of the times, just I'll share something that I'm struggling with you, and you'll just like in a very spacious way ask me, um, curiously, like ask me really powerful questions that help me come to the answer for myself, versus like telling me what I should do or anything like that. There's none of that. It's you're helping me come to the answer for myself. And that's been like an incredible blessing. But I think outside of that, probably, I mean, you make me want to be a better man in so many ways, and to define what that means. Like, because you're naturally such an incredible leader, like it causes me to want to give you the gift of, I don't want you to have to lead. Like it causes me to I would consider myself a good leader, and I'm learning more and more what that means every day in business, in, friendship, in relationship. But like in relationship specifically, um, I've had a hard time. I don't know if it's the only child thing or just the struggles of, my upbringing, but um, seeing things as like this is it's us, it's we, versus like you and I. And so, you gave the example of when people give you money, like it's you look at it as trust.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I look at you being in a relationship with me and us building together, it's trust.
Mm-hmm.
And so the responsibility that comes with has been an incredible blessing, because it's just elevating me and
Mm-hmm.
making me want to grow and get better, and my fuel source is becoming cleaner,
Mm-hmm.
and it's increasing my testosterone.
Sure
Just kidding.
is.
And it's just increasing my it's increasing my desire to um, want to be an incredible steward of life. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to know everything's like micro to macro.
Yeah.
Like, I look at you as the incredible woman, so just divine in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at you, your body, your being, your soul, similarly to, like, well, you're also the planet, you're also nature, you're also, and like my relationship to you is a training ground for how I want to relate and how I want to be in everything else. So it's been I've noticed my leadership in my business has gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
My ability to relate with people, my ability to be decisive. When it's just me, I can kind of hang out um, in the place of just like, oh, let's see what happens. Where when I'm thinking for and I'm acting as a we, it it gives me so much more energy, because it's not just me.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like that energy is behind me and it's pushing me forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's like correcting my posture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Amazing. I think a lot of times people say, oh, you need to be able to do XYZ for yourself. And I think up until a certain point, that's absolutely true. Like, for example, you need to learn how to love yourself before you can love other people. For sure, that's solid advice. A plus. And there's also this like intrinsic built in thing to most humans that we are so much more willing to deeply inconvenience ourselves or go through pain or hardship and challenge for other people's sake, for someone else's sake, versus ourself, our own personal gain. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to be more motivated to like attain these certain virtues or skills because you have someone else
Yeah, I
to
think
think
that's
about
much more
it.
natural. Like,
Yeah.
most of the issues that I see that people struggle with, in my work, is due to hyper individualization,
Mm-hmm.
where,
Yeah.
and I've spent a ton of time, an example of that could be, I want to find my purpose.
Yes. Oh, that's the biggest,
I spent a
hardest
ton
trap.
of time. It's a trap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trap to find your purpose. I spent so much
Purpose is a
time.
psyop.
It's a psyop. I spent so much time beating myself up
Yeah.
and just continuing to try to visualize and upgrade the screenshot in my mind of what it's going to look like when I'm living my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then
what car
measure,
you're gonna drive and what house you're
yeah,
gonna have.
what it's going to look like externally.
Yeah.
And I think the whole, and not to say that I was like deep into this, but the whole like law of attraction thing of visualization of like, what's life going to look like when I'm living my purpose. And even growing up in high school and college, it's like they kind of teach you and prepare you to like, what's the career that you want and what type of lifestyle are you going to want, and this is what success looks like, right? Versus um yeah, when I switched from like, one of the big switches was, instead of what does it look like how do I want to feel while I'm living it?
Mm-hmm.
It's much more of a compass for me in moment to moment, because it's like I go this way and I'm in a situation where I'm like, oh, that's not how I want to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, okay, well, I'll go this way. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's it's ringing in my own internal compass that like this feels right,
Mm-hmm.
and using that as like a compass in a way. But there's the compass, and then there's like the fuel source.
Mm-hmm.
And when the fuel source is coming from just you as an individual, you'll burn
Seeking
yourself out.
pleasure.
Yeah. what
Mm-hmm.
what burns clean at one point is not going to later on. And like there's the internal compass of hearing the like the voice inside of you of like what's right, what's true. But then when you align yourself to a purpose that is not about you, but it's about something much bigger, um, it's like the river of momentum behind me has just like pushed me forward.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm aligning to, like a global movement, or you could say the same thing for like family, or
Yeah.
like us, or like we're designed for that. We're, you know, one of the things I stand against, which we just did this exercise of what do you stand for, what do you stand against, which is so powerful. I actually stand against self-help.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fake, because we're not designed for self-help. We're not designed to be self-reliant. We actually need each other, and not in a codependent way, but in an interdependent way.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are designed to co-regulate. We're not designed to do it all by ourselves. We actually need each other. And if we did rely on each other a little bit more, it probably would give everyone a better fuel source. It probably would give everyone a deeper sense of purpose,
Mm-hmm.
because now I got people relying on me.
Exactly. It's a good one. And maybe self help is just a symptom, like how big the self help industry is, is just a symptom of having such a long, drawn out experience of not having help from others. So it's like the last resort, kind of. And that's why it became such a big industry in the Western culture that we live in.
Mm.
Maybe self help is actually like a symptom, not like a method that, I mean, is a nuance to everything, okay?
Yeah.
But
Well, I see the same thing as like in healing. What's up, Sky Baby? She's joining us.
our
If you hear
dog
some
just
little
jumped up here. So
little grunts,
if you hear small mouth noises, that is the dog.
I see the same thing in like just the healing and development community in so many ways, where you can make it such an individual thing about like my healing and my growth and my potential. And no, that's a subtle way to put more pressure on yourself
Mm-hmm.
to get in the way of God's design, or you could say to inhibit the innate intelligence of life itself, because
Mm-hmm.
healing is something that we're naturally doing.
Mm-hmm.
Growing is happening. And the way that we can really create a catalyst for that is through connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop focusing on healing. I'm actually against focusing on healing,
Mm-hmm.
because we live in a duality. And when you do that, you create the opposing force that you're broken.
Mm-hmm.
Something's broken. Versus, cool, healing is the byproduct, it's the end result of what? Of connection. When I'm connected to my body, when I'm connected to my food, when I'm deeply connected in my relationship, when I'm connected to my family, when I'm connected to my like the mission that I want to participate in the world.
Yeah. I just got a visual of like if a tree is dying, someone trying to water the branches, thinking that because the fruit comes out there, that's where I should water it, right?
Yeah.
Instead of going and realizing, oh, the roots are not connected to the mycelium network and the other trees in the forest, and they're not nourished. And so, like, watering the roots and just trusting that the fruit will naturally come in
Hmm.
the right season when it has everything that it needs.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, as we start to wrap this up, what are you looking forward to the most?
What am I looking forward to the most?
Yeah, within our relationship or maybe just life.
I am looking forward to watching both of us rapidly transform and uh, expand our range
Hmm.
and experiment with, like, letting our identities get pretty like loosey goosey and like creating a new shape of our relationship together, you know, because we've gone through a couple different phases of connection and depth, and now I feel like we're stepping into a new, deeper, more solid, more intentional architecture. Like, the shape of our relationship and our love is getting real diamond like. And
Yeah.
so I'm just excited to watch both of us transform and evolve. Kind of vague, but you know, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
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 I'm excited for all the things. I'm excited for the limitation of choice.
Mm.
I'm
Ooh,
excited.
do tell more.
I'm excited for the just the potentializing, if that's a word, of my energy, of our energy, as we continue to deepen our relationship and create more structure around it, whether it's like marriage, family, figuring out where we want to live, all of these things. Well, you're naturally eliminating other options,
Mm-hmm.
which actually feels really good.
Feels so good.
I think a
To
lot of
commit.
people struggle, and there's this narrative in life where having like so much freedom and so much choice, and it can be a trap in a way, where it actually feels really good to like limit options, limit things to where you can actually really build. And if anybody's had a business or if you're an artist, like having all the options in the world and having a ton of freedom,
Make you lost.
it makes you, yeah, you're lost.
Mm-hmm.
I'm free, therefore I'm lost
Mm-hmm.
in a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, like if you're an artist, like if you have every color available to you, it makes decisions so much harder.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you limit, I'm only going to use these couple colors, and like that, that's how you create art, is through limitation. You create business through limitation or
Yeah.
niching,
Yeah.
or you create business through like, I'm only going to make one change at a time. Like,
Yeah.
what's the bottleneck, right? If you try to do everything at once, you're going to break the system. So I'm just excited for honing, for becoming more like clear, more precise, more structured, and building from that place.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I used to think that people who were talking about this shit, like, oh yeah, like commitment feels so good. Like when you commit and like you limit your options, like it's so good. I'm like, yeah, right. This person's just romanticizing the trap that they're in. But now, being older, wiser, and just understanding like the proof of how effective it is to
Mm-hmm.
narrow the choices. It's just about, like, I used to think, oh, if you limit your choices, it's a bad thing, but it feels really, really good as soon as you know what you really want. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
know what you really want, then experimenting and having all the choices may be good. But as soon as you know what's alignment,
Mm-hmm.
that's freedom. Just the thing that's alignment is so much freedom, because just the focus. The focus
Yeah.
can flow, the energy can flow. It's so much stronger. Yeah. I'm really excited. I'm also excited for more teamwork between us, more,
Yeah.
yeah, teamwork, dream team.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
dream team in the making happening here, and we're
Yeah.
really excited to share more. So,
Yes.
thank you so much for tuning in to this conversation, this podcast. Hi, Sky. She's saying hi if you're watching this on video, and many more to come. If you enjoyed this podcast, if you found any value in it, if you want to leave us a 5-star review, we read every one of those, and it just makes our hearts flutter. And send it to a friend, send it to a family member, and reach out to us. We'd love to connect. Thank you so much.